Echo Vector 3441 Beta snorts within her respirator mask and shudders as the combat stims begin to enter her system. Clawing the mud beneath her, I can feel her breathing quicken beneath my saddle. I lean forward and give her a reassuring pat. She is eager to move, to run, to charge forth into battle. Echo isn't the only one who feels this way. I'm also eager to set out, to find the enemy out there in no man's land, and to run them down. My grip around the lance in my hand tightens. Echo brays, sensing my eagerness. I give her another pat for good measure. Beta Squad has been mustered on the line for nearly 18 hours. Recon reported enemy movement towards our forward positions. Command has had us waiting here for the order to drive the enemy off, blunt any possible attack, and secure the front until the artillery can reposition to cover this sector. It's a mess. The whole line is spread too thinly. Whole kilometers are garrisoned by a handful of Kriegers alone. It's been a tug of war, back and forth. We hit their lines with artillery, soften them up for the infantry to advance. We move in, dig in, claim territory. Then the enemy retaliates. Artillery of their own hammers us. Tanks, massed assaults by lunatic cultists. We fight back, hurl their attacks back time and time again. We fight to the very last man so that the heretics inherit trenches filled with blood. Command diverts reinforcements fresh off the mass conveyors from Krieg and has them man the lines that only days before thousands of Kriegsmen advanced out from. Then our artillery opens up again, shelling the enemy, shelling their trenches that still hold the bodies of our fallen. The order goes out, the whistles are blown, and those fresh reinforcements climb the trench ladders and advance out into the smoke. Silhouettes against the flames of war. Dead men walking, running, fighting, killing, dying. But who reinforces the reinforcements? The ground for hundreds of kilometers has been blasted by our guns, and the enemies for months. Supply lines now use slip trenches or have to traverse the quagmire of past battlefields. It can take days just to get a crate of ammunition. And as for tanks, armour, the repositioning of artillery, it'd be quicker to build a Lehman Russ out here than move it through mud as thick as tar. Men and women go over the top over and over and over again and die to the last, waiting for support that cannot arrive. So Beta Squad is here. The Death Riders have come. Our enemy has gotten overconfident. Now they advance beyond their own lines, hoping to retake positions held by the Corps since the start of the siege. Echo shivers and pulls at the reins. The stims have saturated her muscles and flooded her veins. She's almost uncontrollable. Almost. But she's a mount of Krieg. Loyalty and discipline have been bred into her gene line. Echo is obedient. They all are, the steeds of Beta Squad, because they're all Echo. All clones of Echo 0001 Beta. They have to be, or else they'd be terminated. There is no room for disobedience in the Corps, from man or beast. The Vox crackles suddenly. Command to Beta Squad. Enemy is in the open. You're free to engage. Roger that, Command, I reply. My arm goes up. the lance in my hand held straight, its tip pointing towards the smog-thick skies. Beta squad readies, its riders adjusting in their saddles. I bring the lance down to point out beyond the line, and we begin to move. Echo starts straight into a canter. This is what she's been waiting for. What we all have. Beta squad picks up speed. The large, clawed feet of our equine mounts making easy work of the mud. Where the might of Krieg's armour has floundered, the ferocity of Krieg's beasts will triumph. We're galloping now, the vat-grown gene-altered musculature of Echo churning the wet ground up at her passing. The smoke of 100 fires engulfs Beta. We've entered the twilight that has swallowed whole companies of infantry, never to be seen again. Victory or death. Shame in life. Atonement in death. The Kriegsman's litany on my lips as Beta Squad thunders towards its fate. We all die. Will today be my time? Shall I stand before the Emperor and know his absolution for my ancestors' transgressions? The smoke clears for a moment. One single fleeting moment, and I see them. All of them. A horde, a rabble, a heretic congregation of madmen. This is who we face. This is who has halted our advance time and time again. I see them, and they see me, and then the smoke swallows us all over once more. For Krieg! I bellow, barely able to hear my own voice. For the Emperor! Silhouettes in the smoke raise autoguns, las rifles and pistols. Flashes light up the gloom, and rounds whip past. How many are there? 100? At least. Could there be more? Further back? No way to know, and too late to change anything. Not that I would. Not that any of Beta Squad would. This is our mission. This is our duty. More silhouettes appear, and more fire tears past me. What was that? Did I hear someone get hit? Have we lost someone? No way to know. Not yet. Maybe never if this is to be my final charge. I drop the point of my lance. I'm ready. My arm is tensed. Echo surges forward as if knowing my intent, and then we're upon them. The impact is devastating. Beta Squad hits the enemy at full tilt. We hardly need lances. Echo's mass crushes and pulverizes everything she hits. A wall of flesh and bones storming forth like an avalanche. Those unfortunate enough are dragged under her feet, torn apart and mangled. Men scream, men shout, but all of them die, for we are the riders of death. Before me, I see a man. He's young. I can tell. His face is unusually clean. He looks at me, paying no heed to the warhorse bearing down on him. And I look at him. His hair is light, maybe blonde, but streaked with dirt. It makes his eyes stand out. Green, emerald green, and large. They are beautiful. Then I see what is below one of them, branded into his cheek. The mark of the arch-enemy. Heretic. Traitor. He smiles, oblivious to my seething hatred for him. The young man does not move. He doesn't even raise his weapon. He just stands and smiles, and then he dies. I thrust my lance forward, and it runs him through in a heartbeat. I let the lance go, and I draw my power sword. Slashing left and right, I cleave more bodies, the heat of blood cooking on my blade. Over and over I cut, and I cut, and I cut, and I cut. More blood sprays into the air and severed limbs fall. I have earned my title this day, for truly I am a rider of death, atop a pale horse, wielding a flaming sword. I have become the embodiment of finality, the end for all who stand against me. I am death. I am death. I am death. And I'm falling, tumbling through the air. My blade is gone. My grip on reins is gone. Echo is gone. I land hard, and something breaks. The air is driven from my lungs. Pain radiates through my body as I struggle to breathe. I can taste blood. I look around, still laying in the mud. I can't see anything besides smoke and bodies. I try to move. A leg, an arm. I make to sit up, but I can't. Nothing obeys my will. Everything has gone numb. My back. I've broken my back. I can hear something. The first thing since hitting the ground. It's been silent. I barely realised, but now I hear it. How deafening the silence is besides the sound coming closer. Is it a traitor? A lone survivor come to finish me off? Is this how it ends? In the mud, alone, with none to witness my passing. Emperor, forgive me. I pray my service has been such that I have earned salvation. If this is to be my end, then I will meet it with your name on my lips. And then I see that which has come for me. I see Echo. She's limping and covered in mud, but she's alive. And I'm glad. Standing over me, she lowers her head and nuzzles me. I would pat her, but I can't. It's all right, girl. You did well, I tell her. She snorts and nuzzles me again. I can't move. You should go. There could be more coming, I say. Echo stays put. She lifts her head and sniffs the air. Go! I command as firmly as possible, but the equine refuses. Instead, she bends her legs and lays down next to me. A comrade unwilling to leave another behind. Thank you, girl, I say to her. Gently she rests her head on me. I can't feel her, but I appreciate the gesture. Okay then. We'll just lay here for a bit, shall we? The sound of footsteps emerge from the smoke, but I cannot say whose. We'll just wait here, shall we? And see how this ends. Together.